Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you join us on today because we believe that God has a special coaching word just for you. I certainly want to encourage all of you that enjoy Action Coaching. Watching it on YouTube, hit subscribe so you can be up to date on the various things that we sent out concerning Action Coaching. And of course, you watch it on Facebook, hit like and share so that others will know that you too are enjoying Action Coaching and they can participate. Now, the goal of Action Coaching is to simply help everyone understand that nobody makes it in life by themselves. All of us either need a mentor or a coach or someone that perhaps have traveled the road that we are trying to undertake, not so much as to change us, but to give us tips and ideas as to how to navigate through those things that we are going to face at whatever level you're going to go in life. You see now in our society, they constantly have conferences where you have motivation speakers or you got a coaches session because people are trying to learn the things that are necessary to get to the next level, and I'm certainly excited about that. I believe that there are levels in life, but with every level it takes a different drive, a different focus, a different demand. And you got to understand it, that if you want to climb the steps that are before you, it is not going to be easy. It's going to take focus and putting your mind practically on a lot of things that you need to do so that you can achieve the goals that you desire. I am grateful for the mentors I have had and how they coached me. They didn't coach me softly. They just gave me that tough love and say, if you want to be this, you're going to have to go through that. You're going to have to adapt doing this, and so on and so on. So I am so grateful about it. I want to talk on to Action Coaching today. I believe that we are living in a time now. Those of you that are watching me, I'm talking about now, where it's going to take extreme focus and perseverance to be successful in this time, because there are so many things out there that can be distracting. You know, with the advent of social media and all these various communication outlets, you know, some of the time you don't know exactly what to believe. You got people feeding you different perspectives every single day, and I get it. But however, if you're going to achieve what you need to be achieved, you got to learn to be focused on the things that it's going to take for you to get to where you desire to go. And so in Action Coaching, we just come not just saying that I know everything or we know everything. We just simply are here to offer you some insights on things that I've learned, some tips that I've learned from other coaches to better enhance your walk towards your dream, goal, and vision. And so that's the purpose of Action Coaching. And once again, I want to say nobody makes it without a mentor or a coach. I know there's some people that think they make it all on their own, but that's not the case. We have to definitely be appreciative of those who have went before us and set up the path and taught us some things along the path that will help you reach the goal that you desire. I am grateful that as a young man or a child growing up, I had one awesome father. I'm appreciative of the fact that my father had achieved some things, and he took time to help us navigate various things and help us also to understand that this is not going to be easy. So don't expect it to be easy, but it's going to be hard work to achieve the goals that you have set in front of you. So he constantly taught us that not only is it going to take a whole lot of work, but that we're going to have to be focused and we are going to have to proceed in excellence. He taught us that excellence is only developed by the habits that you have. The Bible calls it, when they said Daniel had an excellent spirit in him, excellence is not something that can be taught. It's got to be embraced. It's got to be a characteristic of your inner man or inner woman, that no matter what you do, you want to do it in excellence. And so I learned early that every job that I've had, I had to do it with excellence. I know my first job was on the janitorial staff, and we would clean up offices and bathrooms and all of those different things. But one thing I learned, I didn't just want to clean it up to get by. I wanted mine to be excellent. That when people would come in there, now I know everybody don't do that during these days, but when people would come in there, they would say, my God, whoever did or cleaned this bathroom certainly knew how to take care of everything. So in this time we have, and in this time we're living in, everything is different now. When you look around on the news media and the events that are happening, so many things are being taken away from people. So many things are being changed. And people are consistently wondering how they're going to survive in this climate. But however, there is a way. Not only a way that you can survive in this climate, but you can thrive and be successful. So we want to talk about a couple of those points here on Action Coaching. Now, number one, there are levels in life. And to get from one level to the next level is not as easy as you think. I remember when I was in school one time, there was a guy said that he was a B student, but he said he could really be an A student. And our conversation was, well, why don't you just go on and be an A student? And he said, well, I'm just going to settle for the B. But later on, we found out that the point of the matter is, it is hard to go from a B to an A as it is crossing the ocean. It's not that easy. To say one thing and actually try to achieve the next level, it's going to be difficult. So we have to understand that the first thing we have to do when it comes to climbing levels is to understand that it's not going to be easy. It's going to take more work than you ever done. If I'm on the bottom and I'm trying to get to the top, I got to understand that it's going to take a whole lot of work climbing, persevering to get to this level. They call it the top for a reason. They call a person great for a reason. They call a person that is highly performing for a reason. It's not something you just throw around. There's a reason why people possess the things that they possess. And no matter who you are, or you think you know the road around, or you think that there's some way you can skip it, I'm here to let you know it's not happening. It's going to take step by step, work after work, for you to climb to the next level. So you understand it's not going to be easy. Now, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
black community slowly began to grow in the years before the Declaration of Independence. The first institutions that they created, along with their enslaved sisters and brothers, were houses of worship. One of the earliest was in Savannah, Georgia. Today, it's known as the First African Baptist Church.
Reverend, I feel like I'm in the presence of black church religious history. Tell me the story of this church. Like a miracle.
Well, the church actually had its beginnings in 1773 when George Lowe, who was a slave, was granted permission to preach up and down the Savannah River. In August of 1777, he was able to obtain his freedom. He was able to also constitute the church. That same year.
You know what I love about this church? I always, whenever I go into a black church, I look to see what color God is, what color the angels, what color is Jesus. Your saints are your predecessors who founded and perpetuated the tradition. I think that's brilliant.
This sanctuary actually would not have been built if it had not been for Andrew Cox Marshall, who preached for 44 years about how he wanted to build a brick church, not just the temporary wooden buildings that had been built. When we think of those who built the church, definitely of recent African descent, this building has so many symbols in it that are codes for various things in the windows and the ceiling, on the side of the pews.
After long days of labor, the free and enslaved members of First African Baptist worked through the night to create a home in which to worship their God. The people who built these pews paid homage to Christ.
Welcome back. I left off, first of all, talking about levels in life. And each level is not going to be easy. So the first thing, anybody that's watching me on today, yeah, I know you got a goal, I know you got a vision, but you got to take easy out of it. Ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be very difficult. It's going to demand some things in you that you're going to have to decide you are willing to do. So understand that. The second thing it's going to take is extreme focus. How high do you want to go? How successful do you want to be? Well, it's all based on how focused you're going to be. Now, there were things that I achieved in life and the other things I want to achieve. I understood that focus helped me to realize that there were certain things that I may like to do, enjoy doing, but it was going to take away from the main thing I wanted to do. I had to learn that. There were some friends I had, but I'm focused one way and they focused another way. And I had to realize early, not necessarily that they were bad people. I just had to understand, if I want to go here, then I got to leave there alone. If we didn't have the same mindset about what we all wanted to accomplish, there were people that I liked, grew up with, but we did not have the same focus. Focus eliminates distractions because you understand that you got to devote your entire being to this goal you're going to achieve. And that's what I had to learn. That's what I had to decide. I cannot have the higher level that I want and hold on to someone else who is persistent on just not doing their best. Now I know some of you will say, well, sometimes that can be offensive to my friends. I get it. I understand it. But it's the price you pay for living on the very top, to achieving where you want to go. You got to understand that it's going to take supreme focus. That your every working day, hour, whatever you're doing, you got to keep the main thing, as they used to say, the main thing. You can't get distracted with things that are not going to help you proceed towards your goal. You hear athletes or businessmen, a lot of times they'll talk about how much time they spent in being focused on their craft and perfecting it. And they were day in and day out. They could not take a day off because they understood if you want to achieve it, focus is a very important part of it. So you got to understand what it is about focus. And you can't surround yourself with people that are not consistently nourishing that focus. I personally, in my life, I like to surround myself with people who are just as focused as me and trying to achieve even more than me. So we kind of got a little contest on. Both of us, all of us want to achieve this high level, and it keeps the competitive nature in us. When I think I can let up, they come along pushing harder, which drives me to strive even more. I want to learn from people who far exceed me at that moment. But I understand that that's my goal, that's my target, and that I can far exceed also. And so focus is very, very important. And a lot of people are too unfocused to be focused. And that's why they don't achieve a lot of things. Now I know some of you saying, well, I'm doing all right with the little effort I'm doing. And that may be what you want in life. But I don't want to settle for good in my life. I want great. And that's my whole goal. I want great at whatever I do. I want to be done left everything on the table for my success. And I don't want to waste time being unfocused on anything else. I know you've heard this testimony, but when I started the ministry, I had no members. It wasn't like somebody gave me some members, gave me some money, gave me an open door. I had to be focused enough to achieve that by myself. Now, ultimately, yes, I know that God opens doors, but I found out this: you can't walk through God's open doors when you ain't focused on the one you're supposed to walk through. But I understood that I had to be supremely focused, that if this was going to work for me, I had to learn my craft. I had to be on time. I had to practice good habits. I had to be focused on a certain way of life I had to live if I wanted to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So focus is very, very important. And the third thing I want to talk about is, which is probably the most important, is you got to have faith in yourself. Now, let me say this before I go talk about faith in yourself. A lot of people have false faith in themselves. They can have a faith to think, yeah, I can do it, but they ain't putting the work in. They not doing it to their level best. I met confident people, but they didn't achieve much. They had the utmost confidence, and pretty much they end up doing nothing. Some people are naturally confident about things, but that don't mean that they're going to achieve anything great. Some people got confidence because they can do something without much effort. And when anything you can do without much effort, that's basically what it's going to be. If you want to go to the next level, it's going to take more work, more knowledge, more drive, more things that you have to do. And so you got to have faith in yourself. Now, how does one have faith in themselves? Well, here's my definition of it. You want to practice and learn the things and the gifts that you have so that they can be at such a high level that when you put in an adverse situation, you know what you practice, you put the time in, it's going to work. And the more it works, the more confidence you will have. And this is how we're going to move on up in this time. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed these nuggets that I've dropped off to you, and just begin to evolve them in your life and watch what you can have. Well, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
My ministry and my walk in God. And I remember sitting on my bed watching a preacher preach on the television screen. And I said to myself, Lord, I can do better than him on my off day.
Welcome back to Action Coaching. I certainly appreciate you being with me on tonight, and I certainly want to take this opportunity to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. You're helping us to continue to grow and be better and do more creative things through you sowing seed into Action Coaching on tonight. Some of you could sow 100, some of you could sow more than that, 200. There are even people so blessed that you sow $1,000 under Action Coaching, and trust me, we will continue to make Action Coaching bigger and better so that we can serve more people. So I want to challenge you to do that on today. Sow that seed. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow that seed on today. And I want to challenge you, do it now. Help us now and watch what God will do, because it is our goal to continue to help you. And so I want to encourage you to go to that link, sow that seed now, and God will richly bless you. Thank you for your support of Action Coaching. Thank you for being with us on this week. Now, before I go, I want those of you to know that we, along with my church and myself, we're going to be praying every single day in March. And we are going to have links on our social media so you can see the times we're praying. You got a need in your life, then join us in prayer, because we know God is going to do great things. Some of you say, well, I don't believe in prayer. Well, I'm here to let you know, pray anyway and watch what will happen in your life. So thank God for you on today. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.